Hey guys, still Sunday, October the 3rd. There's actually 3 videos being filmed this morning. See, you guys already saw that one. Let's take a look at this one right here now. So that is Janbulance. This is, let's see, she's part of the traveling solo series that Victoria and the Wabi Sabi is part of. I don't know, instead of me trying to tell you, let's let her tell you her story, and here we go. Knock, knock.
Heyo.
This is Jan and the Janbulance.
And Lulu.
And Lulu. Can we come in?
Of course.
Let's see what you've done with the place. Where do you want to start? What do you want to show us?
Well, I don't know. The shower's pretty cool.
So, how did you do your shower? I got to take a look at this last night. She's already walked me through it, so we're kind of like doing this again. I should have filmed it then, but what did you do here?
So I decided I wanted a full shower, and
like several other walkthroughs, the shower's your multi-purpose storage. This is very typical. If you remember Sin's bus, hers was full of actually alcohol, but we got a little bit of everything in here. This is what we do.
Toilet in here. So
Toilet's in there too.
In here, storage. I went with an epoxy shower, so it's all wood. So it's actually a wood base.
Okay.
And then I used Red Guard and then epoxy on top of it because I wanted to add some artistic flair to it.
It looks really good. Looks really good. Her countertops are done out of this too, and they actually look like a slab. She did a really good job. So tell them about your art. Tell them what you do.
Yeah, so I'm an art teacher. I've been an art teacher for 10 years. And just kind of like to play with anything I can.
Awesome.
So when it comes to little minor details like this, I like to add a little bit of art into it.
Cool. I like your, I really like this one. I like your art that's displayed in here.
These are all student artworks, except for this one. This one's something I did. But yeah, I carry student artwork with me when they give it to me. And
cool.
So these are my decorations.
You got a cool story there. How many years have you been doing art and where at?
So I've been a teacher for 10 years and I was in the Caribbean for 7 years.
Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Water heater. How did you do this? Because I had this exact same water heater and I had issues with it blacking my ceiling because I didn't have a vent. How did you make your vent?
So this is just aluminum that we cut up and put on top of it, and then it vents out the side. So I cut a hole through to the outside of it and it vents directly outside. I haven't had any problems except for I need to replace this, but it heats up real quick. I don't have to worry about wasting a lot of water when I start it up.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a great little thing.
How much of the shelving did you reuse and repurpose?
So this one's original. Came in the ambulance chassis and I cut it. You can see where I cut it off because it actually went to about here and I wanted a full shower. And so, you live and learn. I would have done things differently if I did the build after I traveled in it. But that's kind of what I was thinking at the time, so that's what I did. I cut it in half, so I kept one of it. It's really nice because it sits well in that corner. Otherwise, you'd have to deal with a different box, I guess. And then this guy. This is another one that was in here. I did originally, because I keep changing things as I go. This is the tire well on the outside. It's an outside storage compartment. But there was another section here that was a shelf, and I cut it off of here and moved it. And it was... You can see the line still, but right. I had it over here, and then, long story short, I wanted to get my dirt bike on the back of the rig, and so I knew that if I put the dirt bike on the back, I wouldn't be able to open the back doors, and that's my only way in and out, because this used to be a window. So then I decided I was going to put a door in it, and so since I had the door, the window was like more storage area, but with the door, I wanted a little seating area. So
okay, so this door was added then. This was not even in the build originally. No. Okay. I did not even realize that.
So actually this window right here, so it like comes over, this all the way to here was a window. So not even a standard size window, super wide. And this space was ultimately like useless because I had that storage shelf here. And so it became where I shoved everything. So instead of the shower, everything was over
You
here.
did a really good job on the install of that door because I could not tell at all coming
Awesome.
in and out of it. That's
Yeah.
great.
Well, the coolest part of this is we took the pieces from the original window around it, and then this is actually plexiglass. So we makeshifted an entire new tiny window because no door is wide enough for an RV to fit that space.
Man.
Yeah, so now I have a door, and then I have a cool little kitchenette now. I made this guy. And then I just store the pole in here. And this is just a storage box, and then I have a cool little...
Awesome. That you can flip open for all of your Instagram photos. Yes. There's many. I've noticed, and I'm not hating at all, but most female rigs have the Instagram photo spot.
The Instagram photo spot?
Yeah.
Like this
like
area?
This right here would be your Instagram photo spot where you can see out and see right here. A lot of the vans, you know, they flip the back doors open and they take the picture where they're laying in the bed looking at the Instagram spot.
Yeah, I don't have an Instagram spot. Maybe I should work on that.
What do you do here for a bed?
All right, so brought my bike with me. I gotta figure out my bike. I need to put it on the back somehow. Get a bike rack.
This is real life for us. We have all kinds of things that are in our way. We move them around, so on and so forth.
I was trying to think of a pulley system actually that I could put it up on the ceiling.
Okay.
We'll get there eventually. But this is just a slot bed system.
Okay.
So that doesn't help at all. I thought that would help with the bed, but it doesn't. So it just slots out, pulls out. It comes to about here.
Right.
It's a full-size mattress. When I'm driving, I usually take my bungee cords. They're on both sides. They're secured to the wall. And if I can find it, there's a little. There we go. And then I just bungee this on so it doesn't fall off.
Okay. So you actually bungee your mattress to the frame so that it won't slide off while you're driving. All kinds of interesting ways to buckle everything down and make stuff not move. Speaking of, this shelf right here was a pretty cool addition too.
Yeah.
Tell us about this shelf.
One of my favorite things. So, you know, it's like a weird space to deal with, and so I decided to take a metal backing, so it's magnetic. And then I just took shelves from like a restore that were the front cabinets.
If you look close, there's bungee cords in here to hold the things in.
So these are nice because they have a little lip so things can't really fall out. And then bungees,
All kinds of cool repurposing. Your kitchen space here. It looks very ample. This is actually pretty cool. Ambulances have a lot more space in them than you realize when you take all the medical equipment out and everything.
Yeah.
There's a lot of space to do much with. Let's see your kitchen.
I would say mine is actually a Red Cross chassis, so it doesn't have the outside storage of an ambulance, but I have a lot more inside storage because of that. So on the inside here, you can see, I use Pepsi crates that I got.
That is awesome.
Secondhand, obviously. And those are my drawers. They're just on drawer slides. And I just have those to mostly keep it from falling out. This is my freshwater tank. It holds 40 gallons. I put it on the inside so that if I'm in cold spots, hopefully it won't freeze.
Good thinking.
And then I have this kind of storage. It was extra space, and it's accessible from, obviously from here and from the back when the doors are open.
So I have my water tank inside like this too, and when you get in a cold enough area, because you're down on the ground and because of the way that the pump pulls from the lowest portion, you can have some freezing issues. A couple of different solutions that I've seen. I myself have routed my diesel heater to where it blows back towards my tank. That's one solution. The Wonderbox has got a valve system to where they can turn their hot water on and it actually pumps through their hot water lines and right back into their tank so that it's slowly warming the tank up. Multiple different options. Have you done anything to this one yet? Have you experienced winter in it yet?
No.
So
I try to stay warm.
Try to stay warm. That's what a lot of people in the vans and the van life community do. They just try to stay warm. So if you're building your rig for winter, that is something to consider. You may want to actually pull it off the floor. Even though it's better for center of gravity to have it low, it might be better just to take a 2x4 up under it so that there's at least an airspace.
That's a good idea.
Yep. Well, I like to address all of the different things that people have done, the potential issues you might have, the stuff that works, so on and so forth. I noticed you have a nice big stove here.
This one I actually got from a lady on Facebook Marketplace, and she was building out a van or a bus and didn't want to continue. So it works. It's propane. It's sitting right here. I haven't had a chance. Don't hate on me. I know how dangerous it is. I get it. I will be building a box and venting it to the outside, but
it's not terrible.
I haven't done it. Oh, I've gotten a lot of ridicule from people.
Yeah, you're going to catch hate from everyone for whatever you're doing. Do you have a carbon monoxide detector in here? Do you have a smoke detector in here?
Yeah.
Well, then don't worry about it.
Totally good.
You'll get a warning.
Yep.
That's one thing. So I will say I learned this lesson very recently. I'm 2.5 years in. I didn't go ahead, grill me. I haven't had a smoke detector or a carbon monoxide detector in my rig. Let me tell you what happened. Victoria cranked her bus to run the heater and the exhaust off of the bus was blowing directly into my van, and none of us realized it. I was asleep. She didn't know I was asleep. And I woke up with carbon monoxide poisoning. Luckily, I woke up, but taught me a lesson. I went that day and bought a smoke detector that has carbon monoxide on it. It was a definite game changer. So, yeah, that was...
carbon monoxide detector is underneath the solar over there, and then my is sitting in here. This one's just the junk drawer right now. So I got that right here. I got some oil. And, you know, a Mr. Butter heater that I probably shouldn't use.
She just learned that one. If you didn't know this, the Mr. Buddy heaters put out a ton of moisture. Which is not a good thing in a small space. It causes mold issues. So if you don't, we're not hating on you at all. All of us make this same mistake. We've all learned. I myself had my diesel heater go out, and I went and bought a Buddy heater, and I firsthand experienced it, and it's very wet in the winter. So if you think you're just going to throw a Buddy heater in your rig, you probably want to do something different. So,
see, this is pretty cool. This is just oven racks. So if you're looking for storage and you have some space underneath the window or whatnot, these are oven racks. I went to a restore again, and I asked them if they had any ovens that they were trying to get rid of. And they had a pile of them that they were just going to toss out. They only keep them for so long. So I took out the oven racks and I scraped them off all the rust and cleaned them up, spray painted them, and then actually I had to cut the bottom so they could fit into the space. But now they make great holders for all kinds of stuff. Cool.
That's interesting. What do you have on the roof for solar? I can see some solar components tucked in back there.
Yep, I have 400 watts. So I got 4 panels, and then this is the whole system here. My inverter is actually, you know, it's hiding.
This is the thing. So here's another thing with bus life and van life. If you didn't know it, if you like playing the game I Spy, then you'll love this, because you can't ever find your stuff because there's so much to look at in a tight space. So I see a Renogy charge controller. You said you've got, what'd you say, 400 watts?
Yep.
400 watts on the roof. What do you have as far as battery? Do you know?
I have 2 marine batteries that charge when the truck is running and off of the solar. Okay. And then they last me throughout the night. I do have 4 batteries on board, but 2 of them are utilized. Okay. I don't really know what the other 2 do, so if anybody knows.
And these are the batteries that came in the ambulance, correct?
I did replace them because they were the original batteries to the 01 E450. So I did end up replacing the 2 and haven't had a problem for a year.
What's this little control panel we see here?
The sky will zombie lights now.
I see that zombie lights. That's awesome.
It's really interesting. So the fan runs off of it and the fridge, and they're wired directly in. So I actually don't have any of these working for them. So this controls the lights and the water pump. Okay. So that's it. And so when I don't want to use them, take them off. I can also shut down all of the power. Like if I'm leaving for a while, I can shut everything down so that there's no... you know, save on the batteries. And
what do you have for a fridge here?
This little guy.
Let's see your mechanism first. This is one of the cool things. Everybody has a different locking mechanism.
Yeah, so this is my third lock. I love this lock. I don't even know where I found it, but the locks and the drawer slides break. So this is my second set of drawer slides, and they're already broken. So I'll be on my third soon. Just waiting how long I can go with these ones. So I just went with a set power. It wasn't one of the name brand ones, but I did a lot of research on it and made essentially from the same company, same parts. So I went with it. Haven't had any problems. All the dials are back here, and it just opens up like a cooler. Not a ton of space.
So it's not two chamber. Is it two chamber with two different settings, or is it?
So you can let it be a fridge freezer if you want, but this is the main compartment that's controlled. So if this was the freezer, then this would be your fridge.
Okay.
Right? So it doesn't, I mean, unless you're really trying to like tote a bunch of ice cream, I just keep it as my fridge.
So you get more fridge space, not ice cream space.
Yeah.
Freezer space. Gotcha.
Yeah. This is like the back area right now. It's a little bit cooler than what you keep this space, and so it's more of like
Do you know what kind of price you paid for this?
pantry. I was under 300.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was in like probably the 2 to 250 range.
Very low power usage with the DC fridge versus the AC fridge. I went with AC and probably shouldn't have. I think that's my battery killer, is my AC fridge. Yeah. So I just didn't know. I didn't watch enough of these videos to know that even existed.
Well, I think it's not even the videos. Like, it's going and seeing rigs too. Like, you just learn so much from being in them. Like, when I first started, I had this like set up as a little seating area, and I thought it was so cute, and it had a little nook. No, I got rid of that one real quick. Now that's my closet.
There you go.
Yep, so the little seating nook, I didn't use it, and it was useless and a waste of space, and so I just created more storage.
Awesome, awesome. It's pretty neat seeing the cab separated to the way that the ambulances are. It feels like it's two separate entities.
I did that for a couple reasons. One was for like safety and privacy, and then it does help with cooling and heating as well.
Awesome.
Just to keep that.
Awesome. Well, I think we've covered the majority of it.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting us see your home.
Yeah, of course. Thanks.